Hello and welcome back to the Hot Lap, the series where I take on a modern motorsports issue in under 6 minutes. Doesn't matter if my take is hot or cold, it's just going to be very, very fast. All done in under 6 minutes, including intro, outro and titles. Ignoring the fact that I've not actually done it in under 6 minutes yet, but I've had 17 coffees, so I'm ready to go, or have a heart attack, one or the other. Let's not waste time, let's get into it. My name's Ash, this is The Outside Line. And today's Hot Lap starts with Ross Brawn, who recently has been talking about the new sprint qualifying format. I've not spoken about the sprint qualifying format on the Hot Lap because actually I don't really have a strong opinion about it. If you're going to twist my arm to give you what I thought about it, it would be kind of like, I don't think we need to change it. I like the qualifying format we have now. I understand the reasons why they want to try it, to try and maybe make things a bit more unpredictable, spread out the action across the weekend, so you've got a qualifying session on Friday, and then a race Saturday, and the feature race, if you want to call it, on Sunday. But actually, the end goal, to try and make things a bit more unpredictable, I mean, that's part of the whole 2022 regs, and rather than change lots of other things now, I'd rather just see how that works first, for increasing the competitiveness of the sport, and then try other stuff like this. However, what Ross Brawn said about it, I do have an opinion on. This is what he said. So, about sprint qualifying, Ross Brawn said, it's a format we want to test, things change, and young people don't necessarily want to watch 2 hours of racing on a Sunday afternoon. We may find the short format racings more appealing to them. I think I speak for most F1 fans when I say, Ross, what the f***? Regardless of age and background, and to be fair, on Twitter and on YouTube, I've encountered quite a wide spectrum of all the people who are F1 fans, young and old. No one has ever said, this race is a bit long, isn't it? Like, don't get me wrong, they've complained when a race is boring, but no one has ever said, in general, F1 races are too long. That is part of the product of F1. The fact that it is not just a sprint race, that there are phases to it, that there is strategy. At one point, of course, there was refueling, but then, of course, you've now got tyre strategy, managing the car across the race. That's part of Formula One, and that is part of why the people who are F1 fans like it and get into it. Like, I'm also part of that F1 fan voice platform, as I'm sure many of you are. I just can't imagine F1 fans, regardless of their age, going on and going, it's a bit long, the races, I want to get back on TikTok. I've not been on TikTok for 20 minutes and I'm literally going to burst into flames. Like, that's how Ross Brawn thinks the youth speak. Like, it doesn't help the kind of stereotype that, the people at the top of F1 are these crusty old white people who have no idea what their fans want and what young fans want. It's just like, and I'm not being funny, we now live in an age where people offer up their opinions very willingly. Case and f***ing point. Like, there are so many young fans on Twitter, on YouTube, who have a big following, who I don't think have ever asked for this. They've never asked to make the races shorter. And also, this doesn't even solve that problem. You're not making the races shorter. You're kind of just having a sprint format race. It's not even a sprint race. It's just for qualifying. Fully get what you're trying to achieve with it. Like I said, I'm happy for you to try it, but the reason for trying it being, oh, young people don't want to watch long races, is bollocks. It just is bollocks. And this brings me on to another point of accessibility. Hello, sorry, quick interjection. Lando Norris agrees with Ross Brawn. Okay, so here's what he says. One of F1's youngest drivers believes it is right to tailor a product to an audience which wants shorter bursts of action. For someone watching TV, I think people in this day and age, there's just so many things to life. There's so many more things there than when I was 10, 20 years ago. There's so many things people enjoy doing, and it's so easy to go out, do something, meet your friends, play games, go online, whatever. Right. Understand there's lots more things to do, but if you are a fan of something, you will still sit down and watch it. For example, TV shows are more popular than ever, and yes, okay, maybe those episodes are only 20 minutes long, some of them are 45 minutes to an hour long, but people will still sit there and binge them for hours. If they like it, they will sit and watch it and put time into it. As this very article mentions, Avengers Endgame. Pretty long film, pretty big f***ing box office, because if people are into it, they will watch it. I understand trying to tailor something to an audience, but this sport has an existing audience that likes what it does. Like, there are millions of F1 fans around the world who love races as they are. There are young fans who also love the format of Formula One races. nothing wrong with the length of the races. No one has been complaining about this. Yeah, sorry, Lando, I don't agree with you on this. And like he says, like, look at streaming. Streamers will stream for hours on end, but you don't keep an audience all the way through. Yes, because in streams, typically, there's lots of segments. You do lots of different things in streams, and you dip in and out of it, whereas F1's an event. You're there to watch this race. There is literally, you're tuning in to know that at the end of the 2 hours, there will be a winner, there'll be losers. It is literally turning in to watch a live story. Whereas streamers don't always have like stories that go through a stream. They literally stream to play games or just discuss stuff. And that's why people dip in and out. It's like a radio show, for example. So it's not the same. Sorry, it just kind of really annoyed me, that argument. Like, Lando has got a huge fan base, but I don't think that fan base is saying the races need to be shorter. Well, I might be wrong. Like, you might surprise me and tell me, actually, no, you're wrong. You're out of touch. You are old man shouts at cloud. If I am, absolutely fine. But I don't think that's what the problem is. For accessibility into F1, it is... Actually, I'm going to interrupt myself a second time because I'm editing the video and I've just spotted we're going to have our first ever 2-part hot lap, which I realise doesn't work as a concept because if you don't finish a hot lap, you haven't finished your lap, have you? So there's... But basically, in my original recording, when I was in the sweater thing, basically I talked about Ross Brawn's comments on sprint qualifying, and then I go on to speak about what I think the answer is for accessibility for new fans and current fans alike. So, rather than cram that into here, that's going to be my next hot lap. Any thoughts, though, you've had on today's episode, I'd love to hear them. Just keep it polite, keep it respectful. Obviously, you can disagree with me. Other opinions are available. And next time, we will then discuss what I think F1's answer is to accessibility for young fans, old fans, and indeed all F1 fans. And we'll discuss that next time. Thank you so much for watching. And I bet even though I've cut this hot lap in half, it's still over 6 minutes long. I am crap at this.